And look, Craig's not driving.
How
Good morning, Craig.
are
I'm
y'all?
almost home. I'm
All
doing great.
right.
How are you today?
I'm good. So how's your first day as host?
I am waiting for people to come in. So I guess I'll give it one more minute and then we can get started.
All right.
By then,
Hi.
hopefully I can run upstairs inside of my home and sit on the couch.
Gotcha. Hi, Eva.
Good morning, Craig.
How are you?
I'm doing fine and good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Awesome. Good morning, Bree.
Good morning, Bree.
Hi, Bree.
Good morning.
Hey, Bree.
Hey guys, good to see you.
Sorry, I got to check in with the folks down in New Orleans. I see that there's flooding this morning.
Oh no.
Yeah. So and my daughter's in the area and of course, tons of friends. So
Are they okay?
I don't know.
Oh, you just
I just happened to turn the news on a little while ago and I'm guessing she's fine since she just sent me back a question mark.
oh.
That means it's good.
Okay, so I guess we will get started. Who has good news? Let's see. I will go first then. I have two serious offers on. Well, I'm presenting the offers today to the seller, but one of the offers, the lady did not submit her POF, and she sent a settlement statement, and I guess she's expecting me to go off of that. I don't really know. They're closing on the house Friday, so they're closing for 3.5 million. So they're going to have the money in the bank by Friday, but she's still avoiding the fact of sending me the bank statements. So I have another client that's sending everything, that has sent everything.
Well,
So-
if you can call the title company to verify the settlement statement, she probably doesn't have the money in the bank yet and is expecting the money from the settlement to fund the home.
Okay.
And one thing I do for my listing clients is when I get offers, I will put them in a spreadsheet. Put the information in a spreadsheet, pull out so that your sellers don't have to, so they'll may or may not want to read through the contracts, but you pulled out some of the pertinent information.
Okay.
Like closing date, check whether they have proof of funds, how much the offer is, what the terms are, just things that you can do in a snapshot, and then a column for others. And so for that one with the settlement statement, say no proof of funds, however, verified settlement statement. It's a HUD settlement statement, I'm assuming, and they are supposed to get this much, they'll be able to have it by this date. So if you accept that one, you can say it's contingent on proof of funds being verified by like the day after the settlement statement.
Okay.
Okay. So if you were to accept that one, and just explain to your client what that means.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm home with the little one.
Mhm.
Oh, no worries. Anyone else have good news today?
So I've decided not to apply to, I'm probably not going to apply to Georgetown University. I'm going to apply to Vanderbilt, which is here. And I met with, so anyway, long story short, I'm getting one of the vice chancellors to write my letter of recommendation, Gary to write my letter of recommendation, and the managing director of one of the top 5 commercial real estate firms in the country to write my letter of recommendation.
Sounds like a plan.
And the vice
Yeah, that
chancellor,
sounds great.
and he has a full scholarship. So he's told me to apply to it.
Awesome.
So
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, so if I can go for free, if I can get in, first of all, and then two, if I can go for free.
So
pray
when you get in, when
Yeah.
you get in.
It's just been what, 30 years since I've been in school?
That's no big deal. Right? None. I mean,
No,
if
it's not.
if you think about it, when I decided to apply for my license, which isn't nearly as much, but still, it had been longer than that, like 40 some years,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I graduated high school at 17
Oh, wow.
and then didn't go to college right away. And so jumped back into that later. So
Right.
it had been, a chunk of years there, because I graduated in 84. And
Okay.
then I had no intention of doing anything else. I mean, I did classes here and there, but like pottery and stuff like that, except for I did take, you guys will laugh, I took DOS.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did too.
Because
too.
part of what I was doing was programming some stuff. And I didn't take any more classes like that because I knew about half as much as the instructor. Because I'm terrible. I pick up something and I go, okay, I've got to learn how to do this. So it might be here on the curriculum level, but I don't know how to do this stuff down here. But I can do this up here. Anyway, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Because it was
I
a
agree.
lot longer when I went to sit for my real estate license. And I said the same thing, if I can even get it.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. When I went back to school, just to get my license, I thought it was really, really bad. I'm like, I've been through school. I don't want to do this anymore. So you can do it. Trust me. You got it.
Mhm.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to quit my waitressing job, because
Mm.
working real estate full time, and then actually I work 35 hours a week in the restaurant. So I'm looking for something in, this summer I'm transitioning to one job,
Mhm.
and which is real estate, and my MBA is about 30 hours a week worth of work.
Wow.
And the
That's a job.
kiddos,
And the kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I did when I got my MBA, I worked on it overnight, really. I was working in the daytime and I did that overnight. I just did all of my school at night, put the kids to bed, and yeah, I was up until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning drinking Red Bulls. So yeah, it was tough.
I'm not a
going
night
back to
person.
school.
I turn into Cinderella at about 9 o'clock
Mhm.
at night, but I can wake up early.
Yeah.
So I'll wake up early, and like today I've been up since 4. So
Yeah.
I'm no good with doing any type of work after about 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's like
Mhm.
it's done. I mean,
done. My brain goes click.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'd have
probably
to-
in bed.
I'd
Time
have
to go
to
to
set my
sleep.
alarm, take a nap, set my alarm, and get back up to study.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't wait till 4. I had to, because I wouldn't have gotten it all done. Because like you, I took care of my daughter first, got her tucked into bed, and then started studying. Sometimes the subject was just so dry, it put me right to sleep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
But-
I send paperwork to the divorced couple to get the process started.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So the husband stood me up Saturday again. We were supposed to meet. He said he had a Friday when he called, he said he had the appraiser at the house, and I'm figuring out he just lies. So yesterday when I talked to him, he says the appraiser didn't come out, never showed up at the house. So I'm like, okay, well, we got to decide on a price. So this is it, last ditch effort. If they don't, go through this time, I'm just walking. Somebody else can have it. The wife, she said that they had another agent previously, and he did the same thing. That agent walked. Then the other property, the commercial property that he had me go look at, that's about an hour away from me when I first met him. He said it was just his. So I was talking to her yesterday because it's in the LLC, and I told him he would have to send me the articles of
Incorporation.
Yeah. So he didn't do that. Well, we didn't get that far anyway. But when I was talking to her yesterday, she was like, yeah, we had an agent that was going to sell our land up in Enoree. And I was like, wait, you got land in Enoree? And she was like, yeah. So I didn't even mention to her that I had been out there. So
Would it help to get the attorney involved?
I've talked to the attorney.
Because when my divorce, we had it written in there about the appraisal, and that because he still lived there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was both of ours, but I'd moved out, that he would have to allow the appraiser, and we even amended it and put the name of the appraiser, and there were consequences if he didn't.
Yeah, well, right now, he's not. It's almost like he doesn't care, because
Is it written in the proceedings that he has about the appraisal so that they could split it?
well, right now it's written in that he can stay in the home. He's supposed to pay the mortgage, but he hasn't even paid the mortgage since January. So he says that when I talked to him last week, when I found that out from the wife, because I told him, if it goes in foreclosure, he's not going to get any money. If we do a short sale, possibly.
So he would be on the hook. So I would talk to the attorney. I would tell her to talk to her attorney to get written in the proceedings
Mhm.
that if he does not allow and I don't even think he has to get it written in, but I did to get it written in that he has allowed the appraisal by a certain date.
Okay.
Now, in the case that it goes in a short sale and or foreclosure, he's dumb because he will be on the hook for half
Yeah.
of the appraisal. And if it short sells and sells for less, then it's his fault. Any arrears, she would get paid first.
Okay.
So say it's 200,000 and they get 100,000. The arrears would come out of his half, and then, but her half, she would get full. So he would get less.
Gotcha.
But encourage her to talk to the attorney because he would be in contempt of court.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
definitely
probably.
just trying to make this not happen
Yeah,
and to screw her, basically.
I believe so.
And
My ex did the same thing to me, and I pulled more out of his because I got
retirement.
the retirement.
Okay.
So actually I took all of his retirement.
Yeah, and then she wants to put the house on the market for $750, which is not bad. Last year it didn't appraise they bought it for like $686.
Mm-hmm.
They had to get 2 appraisals for it to appraise at that price. It was originally on the market for like $798. And they dropped the price to $750. This is when they made the offer. It didn't appraise. and they got it for 686. He's thinking that he wants to put it on the market for 900,000.
Why?
Dude, I was
Right.
like, get it appraised, because he says it's worth $1 million. And he told me Friday when I talked to him, he was like, yeah, the appraiser's out here now. So I was like, well, so how much does he think you'll get? 1.2. And I'm like, bullshit.
Do you have a copy of the report?
Let me talk to him.
Yeah.
Let me
Good
talk
morning,
to him.
Kay.
Good
Well,
morning, sorry.
The thing about it is, out at the lake where he lives, the reception is horrible. So, we got disconnected a couple of times. I couldn't hardly hear him anyway. But like I said, he just lied, and the appraiser wasn't even out there. And he forgets the lies that he tells.
Ugh.
You know.
That's a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go the attorney route too. And,
Yeah,
and
you
then,
know.
you know, if you won't meet with the attorney, you won't do whatever, then it's real clear what's happening. you
Yeah.
know?
So, Craig, what would help the attorney is if you send a chronological timeline to your clients, to the
Okay.
female, or copy both of them. But it's gonna incite him, but at least if both of them are your client, send it to both of them. If she's your client, send it to her, so that she will have that for the attorney, and the attorney can submit that to the judge.
Yeah. And so I just sent paperwork to both of them this morning, initial paperwork, the disclosures and all of that stuff. So we'll see. So, they got maybe one more time.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, I can't keep going back and forth. So, and then now I'm pulling the wife's card too today with the paperwork.
Oh, good.
I'm sending you the paperwork. If it's like you say it is and you want it done, you'll sign the paperwork and send it back, and we'll just have to wait for him.
Yeah, but if you send his a copy to the attorney because he's not meeting you, then it might motivate him a little bit more, because the attorney's going to have his finger on it, and he's going to get charged more if the attorney is involved.
Well, my ex got fired by 4 attorneys.
Yeah, well,
because he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. So,
right.
Not that you want to get involved, but it does definitely put a hot sheet in and the judge was like, after the 4th one, it's like, this is your issue and you need to fix it.
Yeah.
Precious boy.
So we'll see. I want the experience of dealing with the 4Cs because it could be a good niche, but
Well,
yeah.
you've got
Only if
some
it's
experience,
amicable.
Yeah, you're right.
and you've already got some experience.
Yeah, definitely.
So
He's
you've
giving me a lot.
already got some things about this is how it's got to work.
Yeah.
So you're on your way if that's an issue you want.
Yeah.
The next one will be more successful.
Yeah, the last one was easy. They knew that, they had everything in order. They were amicable. So it was easy. I just had to do the paperwork. This guy's telling me, I have 2 people want to buy already. And I was like, so are they buying cash? Well, I don't know. We'll find out if they're buying cash, because if they're not buying cash and you want $900,000 for the house and it doesn't appraise, then they're not going to pay you. They're going to pay you appraised value. And I don't see your house jumping up $300,000 in a year.
Has he signed anything yet? Nothing.
No.
No. So he's just giving you a runaround.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm, like I say, one, maybe two more times, of trying to get him signed stuff. I will go to attorney route, but,
Yeah.
yeah, it's getting old. No, it is old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Good morning, Kay. So do you have anything you would like to share? Any good news?
Let's see. Well, the good news is Liz and I are doing our thing today. So thank you all so much for signing up, and I hope you'll give us some good feedback. It's 12:30 Eastern time, 11:30 Central time. And I think we'll both be relieved when it's over. Um, and I
fine.
mean, we haven't been able to connect to practice, and I know Liz is nervous about it. I think it's going to go fine, but there's always things you could do better. I had a first last night that yesterday that I'm thinking about. I went to collect the escrow for my Branch Road buyer, and it's like, I don't think I have it. I said, what do you mean you don't have it? He said, well, I'm going to the doctor and this. I said, we don't have a valid contract unless you have it. So I'm trying to figure out, I think we could probably maybe get the escrow amount reduced if he's strapped for cash, but I've got to deal with that today. And then I had another lady that I've been working with, and she wants to see 6 properties this afternoon. And then the other guy that I was working with wants to see properties, and I don't know how to be in 5 places at once. So I'm just scrambling and saying, okay, I'm going to do one thing at a time, one thing at a time.
Right.
one thing
And
at a
you
time.
can totally get that escrow reduced. I've done that before.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
like just explain, just upfront, like, hey, we've run into some unexpected medical. My client's super motivated. Here's what they can do. I've done an amendment real quick, got it to title, and
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the other thing that was good news is I had researched some attorneys, and I had called this guy to get an attorney to do this because we want to try and do a subject to. That
What's
may
that?
not be possible. A subject to is us paying the existing mortgage.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And
But it stays in their
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, it stays in their name. And I told my client, I said, this is really good. It's at 2.5% interest.
Mm.
And so I had to run the numbers and explain that to him. And he's kind of giving me this look. And I'm thinking, if you don't want to do it, I'll do it. I'll buy it. And then you can buy it from me and I'll keep it.
Right.
Mhm.
And then he said, no, okay. And then I went to the RIA last night, and the guy I'd researched, I got real bad feedback from several of the big leaders in my RIA. So I've got 2 names of attorneys that I've got to look at today on top of everything else. But, it's all going to work out, and probably going to that RIA meeting saved me from making a big mistake. So
Mhm.
And
That's
and
my
your
good
lady
news.
that wants to see 6, ask her to pick the top 3.
okay.
Yeah. And
And
also you can go on Workplace and post if there's any agents in the area that can do some showings for you, because
Yeah.
that's how I got connected to an agent here to do her showings.
yep,
Okay.
that's true too.
Yeah, I thought about that. I just I think I can get the plumber that wants to buy a house. I can move him till tomorrow. And he doesn't have internet. So I've got to get him over to my house and sit down and go through everything because he doesn't have internet. It's just like this seller on the one that Branch Road wants to buy. He doesn't have internet. So I ran out there yesterday because he wanted to see properties. I had them all lined up, and I got out there, and he said, I'm sorry, I went from plan A to plan B, and I just bought a 5th wheeler, and I'm going to put it on some land, and I'm not going to buy. I'm just going to rent a
Wow.
space. That's like,
Wow.
okay.
Did you have a match and some gas?
Oh gosh, no.
I'm just like,
God.
okay, I ran all this stuff last night. I got it all together. I called him. Got it all set up. And then it's like, no, I decided I went from plan A to plan B. I'm just too tired. I don't want to do anything. I bought a 5th wheeler.
Yeah, you should have burned the fifth wheeler down.
Well, do you have a place to put it? Do you need land? No, I think I got to go. Okay, that's fine. Go
Yeah,
with it.
set the 5th wheeler on fire.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Well, I'm gonna
Well,
get
at least he's got some money. And he'll move out fast, so my Branch Road client can move in the same day, and
Good.
that's what got him. I think that's what got him motivated.
Well,
And he's just real tired. So
so
if he has a fifth wheeler, he's going to leave a lot of personal property on that
yeah,
in that house.
Mhm.
So,
yeah.
Mhm.
So with the subject to, do you have to bring any money to the table?
oh
Usually-
yeah. The subject to we're buying it for like 135, so it's small.
Okay.
But he has a note for about 42,000. We're waiting for the bank to give him all the details on the note. The rate is 2.5%, so we'll bring 93 to the table instead of 135. But hey, 42,000 is 42,000.
Absolutely. And the 2.5% interest rate.
Yeah, that's good.
And
I
and
need to
there's
learn how
usually
to
a
do the
time
subject
frame.
to.
Huh?
There's usually a time frame on how long they have to get it flipped over into their own names. That subject to doesn't stay in the current owner's name forever.
Oh, I didn't know that. Where do you find that information?
That's a negotiated thing.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
mean,
well, he wants you to just take it and pay it until he decides he wants to pay it off. But I told him the longer you keep it, it's 2.5%. That's good
well,
money.
that's true, but
And we give them a promissory note saying that we'll pay it and they have it, and that protects the seller.
yeah,
'Cause
that's
it's a
true.
legal contract.
But typically it can tie up their credit. I mean, they may
Uh-huh.
not be able to buy anything more.
He doesn't need to. He bought a fifth wheel.
Okay, but I'm
What
just,
can I say?
yeah, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
usually there's a time limit in there.
Okay.
I would keep that in mind because if it pops up, you don't want to be surprised.
No, and that's why I want to get an attorney who's done subject to, and I think it'll be the first time I close with an attorney instead of a title company.
Yeah,
So
It
I
goes-
got to get that done.
it goes smoothly.
Yeah,
I-
I figured it meant, and the first one I talked to was cheaper, but I don't know. I talked to two guys that I've got to follow up on. And one of them was a referral from an EXP guy that's the president of the RIA. And he's done several of these. And the other was a guy that's done a lot. And he said, well, he's expensive, but he'll take care of you. So
Yeah.
I'm going to check with both of them and see which one makes sense.
I'd go ahead and reach back out to the folks at RIA that have done several subject twos and ask them about the timeline. What have they seen?
Oh yeah, I've got the name of a guy, and I'll ask. I got several names last night. I went to they've called it now the Genius Bar. So we have a table at 5:00, and somebody was already helping. So I went and sat down next to them, and there were several that were got good information.
Yeah,
Got a
and
good
maybe-
contract. Found a good contractor. Found a good inspector who does investments, and so I'm
it-
building my network.
Yay. And it could
That's really
be that
good.
the loan's gonna come due in a fairly short time, so there's not a need for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a 15, I don't know if it's a 30-year, I don't know what he did, and I can't get any information. I don't have the loan number. He hasn't given us permission to do it. I asked him if he would give me a copy of his driver's license, and he wouldn't do that. I said, well, you're going to have to provide it when we close because they're going to have to know it's you. Because that was one of the things that the attorney said, if you can get copies of their driver's licenses and copies of this, and I had a list. And I don't have any of the details of that. So I'm just going to have to go walk in faith that it's all going to work out.
Yeah.
But when I went by yesterday, evidently he had a guy living in the casita in the back, and he was moving out. And like I said, he went and bought the fifth wheeler, so he's moving out. So I think it's going to go.
Mhm.
Well, so I got a lead from a friend. She was an agent. So this guy, he has a gas station, and he wants to purchase another gas station from his friend, and he needs evaluation done on the gas station. So she referred him to me for the evaluation. So I gotta give him a call,
Mhm.
see what that looks like and how much I can charge.
Yeah, that's good.
eval. So I'm thinking about $800. So you want me to do it, I'll do it for $800. I put you a whole plan together, you know, a whole booklet.
Yeah.
If you want me to handle the sale, I'll do it for free.
Well, you all have been amazing today. You just led the conversation. Thank you. I do have one question before I close. I want to circle back to Bree. Bree, are you available?
Free.
Nah, she's not.
Here
Oh,
she
there
comes.
There she is.
Okay. Hey, so if I accept the title statement or when I present it, I mean the settlement statement, what should I get from the title company? Because she asked if a letter from the title company would suffice. So would it just be
Yeah,
a
from the
letter
title company,
stating?
that is the that is the true HUD settlement statement.
Okay, and that's
after-
the money that she's, uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
you
Does
can-
that
you can
serve as proof of funds?
No,
Yes.
they have proof of funds. And so you could say, if you accept it, say the offer is contingent on the
closing.
closing, that it funds, when it funds. And then give them like 24 hours after it funds, you know, to do a proof of funds, or 48 hours. Ask the title company, you know, like get a feel from them, but you know, contingent upon proof of funds 24 hours after closing.
Okay.
But if it's on a Friday, it may not fund until Monday.
Yeah, depending on when the closing is what Bree's saying.
The
what day
closing
of the
is
week
on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, or if it's
Yeah.
at 2 p.m., if it's after 2 p.m. on that day, it won't fund that day. Generally, it's like 2 to 3 p.m. It'll fund the next day. So 24 hours after funding, they have to provide a proof of funds letter.
We can't even make an offer without a proof of funds letter up front in Texas.
Really?
Well, they have
Yeah.
the settlement statements. You can't even do it according to that. Okay.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, we
See,
can
that's another
accept. There's
thing.
no law in Tennessee. It's just that typically you don't accept.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's probably,
They can't
We-
require here in Tennessee, but generally 99% of the time we don't accept unless there's some kind of proof of funds, or, you know, some people accept without a pre-approval.
Mm-hmm. We have a certain amount of days and we write it into the contract.
I think it's in ours, it's 3 days that they have to apply for the loan.
Yeah. That's typically what we put. We don't have a set amount of days, but we typically put about 3 days that they have to you know, to show proof of funds or either have a pre-approval. A lot of times.
Kimberly, is this a cash deal or a mortgage?
It's two cash deals. One lady they're waiving inspection on both. One wants to close in 20 days, one wants to close in 14. One provided bank statements. The other one, that was her proof of funds. The other one provided the settlement statement. And I keep asking for, you know, bank statements, and she's like avoiding it. So
yeah.
Well,
I'd-
tell her you
sorry.
already have another strong offer. So if she wants it, she definitely needs to send you proof of funds.
Proof of funds, because if
I don't think
your
she has
client
it. I
takes the
don't think
one
she
that didn't
has it.
provide proof of funds
yeah,
and it falls through, then you could have
Yeah.
lost the one that did have proof of funds.
exactly.
And the
Yeah.
only thing I was going to add to that is that if you reach out to the settlement state company, the title company, like Bree suggested,
Mhm.
find out how likely it is if everything's in line and it's going to close.
Okay.
If they're still waiting on things and stuff, I mean,
Yeah,
not that you-
if they have everything they need.
yeah.
And
If-
when
if
you look at the settlement statement, look at the net, because they may have things like other things that get taken out before, you know, just, yeah, like Craig said, let them know that you have other serious offers with proof of funds, that you have like other means in case something doesn't come through.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you all so much.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, the good
All
news is you got another solid one. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
good.
presenting
That's the
both
good
to her
news.
this morning, and we're hopefully she goes with the easiest one. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, you can explain and educate her on why that may be a little stronger than the
Exactly.
other one.
Yeah. The
Right.
only issue is the other client is the other agent, she actually owns 2 properties in the building. So she's familiar with the homeowners association. That's the one who's not showing the proof of funds. So she's familiar with everything in the building.
Okay.
Right.
So
Well,
but
she
thank
should,
you
she
all.
should,
Is she waiving?
Yeah,
the
she should know. She's
she should
waiving
know.
inspection as well. Both of them are waiving inspection.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Well,
And they want to close within 120 days and 114 days. So
Man, that's awesome.
which one is
exactly.
20 days? Why is it so late?
I have no idea. She wants to close May the 24th. That's
can
the
ask-
first one that with the settlement statement.
Ask them why the 24th and ask them if she
Okay.
can move.
Okay,
There's
I
be
will.
for a cash deal.
Well, I
Okay.
like this cash deal I'm doing now. We close Thursday. We'll close Thursday. Always
Tomorrow.
the axe deal. Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow. Hey,
How soon should they close with a cash
I mean,
deal?
within 10 days.
yeah.
10
There's
days.
no appraisal, there's no underwriting. It is all that you have to do is the title search, and that does not take 3 weeks.
Yeah. So
You're right about that.
with
Okay.
my attorney's office, I have to ask them first because it depends on
On how booked they are.
yeah, how booked
Right.
they are. Yeah. So
But
I couldn't get this one. I couldn't get this deal before 20 days.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, ask
Okay.
the question. If one can close in 14 and the other's 20, I'm curious why 20 days. Maybe they're unfamiliar with the cash process.
Maybe because it's two. They're using their own title companies, so I don't know if
So
maybe
I
you're
would be
right.
with your side using their title company
Uh-huh.
because I've gotten bitten by using the other side's title company.
Ah, okay.
But
And
unless
see,
they're
I'm not familiar
might
with
have a big discount.
And
And
see,
they
they
can do it
change
quicker.
things here.
yeah. See, I'm not familiar with title companies because everything goes through the attorney here in South Carolina.
In
Yeah.
See, yeah, we don't have.
the attorney is through the title company.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
In Florida,
everything here
that's
has
how
to
it is
go
here.
through the attorney. And so we never even see the title company.
And in
Oh.
Virginia, they can use either one, a title company or an
Okay.
attorney. And so I've used both before. And they also changed the law here in Virginia so that the buyer has the choice of title companies where that's closed. So you don't, the seller doesn't have control over that.
Yep.
Yeah, buyer
No.
here too.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
thank you all very much.
You can also ask
I'm
for
sorry,
Hyatt
Kat-
Invest,
You're welcome.
Kimberly.
Yes, that was on my board. So
Yeah,
a lot of people were trying to ask questions on trying to get me to say things, and once another agent told me to say, you just submit your highest and best offer. So
yeah.
that's what I have been sticking with because everybody try to word it so different to try to get information. It's like, it's crazy. So
Yeah, it is, but it's fun too, right?
it is very fun, but it is very crazy. Like everybody's coming from everywhere. It's like crabs in a bucket. So
Crabs in a bucket. That's cute.
exactly.
All
I like
right.
But
that.
thank you all so much. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
You as
You
well.
as well.
to
Thank
see you
you.
all
Bye,
tomorrow.
everybody. We'll talk to you
Bye-bye.
later today.
Tomorrow.
Don't forget the
Bye.
Have a great
webinar.
day, everyone.
Yes,
see you
we'll see
later,
you at
Kay.
12.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Kimberly. You did a great job today.
Bye-bye.
Bye.